Tell you a little bit about my story as to how I transitioned from being a teacher in colleges where they were teaching 11th and 12th, graduation programs, to being a personal trainer slash gym owner. So back in January of 2018, I was getting ready to go to work. I was a teacher in January of 2018, and I'm trying to tie my shoes. And while I'm trying to bend down and tie my shoes like this, I ran out of breath. I was 30 years old and I was ashamed of myself. Such a basic function, I'm not able to pull off. And I knew that I had to change my life then. And I saw the reason why I was going out of breath was because a few minutes ago I'd eaten about 12 idlis. Shut up, even you've done it. You are the Puritans, no? So I'd eaten about 12 idlis and I saw that, okay, I can't be this big anymore. I need to take my life seriously. I need to take my weight seriously. I was 120 kilos back in January of 2018. So I started 128, but let's not go there.
It matters.
So that's my wife. I'll tell you about her in some time. So January of 2018 started to take it seriously, and about 2 years-ish, I brought it down to 85. And now I'm a full-time fitness professional. My way of coaching people is not through these stupid diet plans, which every other person out there gives you, eat this, eat that, and 99% you will not like anything that they have on the plate there. I coach people by helping them make smart decisions with food. My way of coaching you is something like, if you ask me the destination to Double Road, I don't draw a map and tell you. I just tell you, go in this direction, take a left here, take a right here. Because it's easier to tell you where to take a left and where to take a right, rather than giving you a map and telling you go here, go there, latitude, longitude, all that nonsense. So I coach people with lifestyle changes. So over the years, I've understood that economics and fitness have an important connection. You would know this because when you look at a index rather than economics, there's an index called as the Human Development Index. And in that you have 3 components. One, it's your income. Apart from that,
Life expectancy.
your life expectancy or longevity, and education. Your education is kind of sorted, no? You don't have to worry about that in the Desi household. If you tell your parents that I want to take a break here, they will break you. So no point of worrying about education, what am I going to do 1 year, 2 years, that gets sorted out. The other component, of course, is your skill development, entirely in your hands. If you want to learn public speaking, under your control. If you want to learn a foreign language, under your control. But the other one, which many people think is not under their control, is their health, longevity. And there are 2 important components to human health. One, eating better, which many people get wrong, and the other one, which people focus excessively, is exercise. As soon as somebody wants to get in shape, they will first start to ask questions like, should I do this exercise? Should I do that exercise? Because exercise looks cool, right? When you see people on Instagram with a barbell on their back and squatting 200 kilos, Macha, even I want to do that. That looks nice. I do this every day, that's why I know. But that's not the one that you should actually be focusing on. You should in fact be focusing on eating better. Okay? If you want to live a long life, you need to learn to eat better. And that's the first lesson I learned while trying to get in shape. I started to categorize food as, if I eat this, what will happen to me? Versus, if I ignore this, will I really lose out on anything in life? I started to do what is called as developing a healthy relationship with food. Do you know what is the meaning of healthy relationship with food? Many people struggle to establish a healthy relationship with food. Meaning, when you guys go to a buffet, there is no way you're going to keep your dignity intact during that buffet. In a wedding, there is no way you're going to not avoid all those stalls, especially in a Marwadi wedding. They'll keep 100 stalls of sweets, another 100 stalls of dishes you've never heard of. So your brain goes into that zone of FOMO, fear of missing out. My friend is going to get married only once, divorce rates. But I have to enjoy this wedding as much as possible. So I'm going to load this plate. Hopefully nobody will see, but there is one photographer who will. There will be one awkward photo of you with that. Keeping this in mind, FOMO is one thing that people need to conquer when it comes to establishing a healthy relationship with food. Do you know, if you go back in time and spoke to your ancestors that I get food outside my college gate, they will not believe you, because some of those poor fellows had to hunt. And if the hunting party of 20 went to hunt, about 7 would return. It was very likely a woolly mammoth would have killed them in that process. There is so much abundance with food, and that is why many people struggle to establish a healthy relationship with food. One of those things that I'll tell you, which will guarantee improve your health and longevity and make you a better person, is if you minimize or eliminate processed foods. Do you know what processed foods are? Sorry? Anything that comes in a plastic cardboard box is processed foods. Okay? If there is a biscuit, it's processed. If there is chocolate, there is processed. An easy way to know whether something is processed or not is by looking at the label in the back. Does it contain mostly carbohydrates and mostly fats? If yes, it's processed. If it doesn't contain much of that, safe to eat, enjoy money. So why do I say that processed foods are not so good for your longevity? What happens to you when you eat chocolate? I'm not going to be like those desi moms. Chocolate nahi khao beta. Not that. But what happens? Do you know what happens to your brain when you have chocolate? Sugar spikes. You get a bit of dopamine hit. Your brain is wired to find sugar. Because evolution has taught us that sugar is the primary source of energy, and we know that chocolate is full of sugar. It is natural for you to want a chocolate bar when you're hungry, rather than tell yourself that I'll go home, cut up some apples and bananas and then have it. I doubt you would think that way. What happens to you is, when you are looking at processed foods, they give you what is called as a bliss point. Manufacturers have mastered this. Buy a pack of Doritos, and when you bite into that pack of Doritos, before you bite into it, when you open that packet, the fragrance you get, isn't that something extraordinary? You remember that fragrance for a long time. On the other hand, when you put that chip into your mouth, that texture, that mouth feel, believe me, manufacturers, scientists have put time and effort into making that sensation for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be going back to a pack of Doritos every few days or every few minutes. There is a reason why that Lay's uses that saying, no one can eat just one. They're right. And I would love to see you prove them wrong. That processed foods are known to also impact your gut health. Your gut health and your brain health are directly associated. Let me give you an example. You get your exam scores, I'm guessing it's out of 100. You expected 95, but you got 35. You just passed. You are stressed because you know when your parents see this, you're going to get your butt whooped when they see the score. So you're stressed. What do? You eat something sugary and stress is gone. Right? Stress is at the mind. You consumed something sugary, went into the gut, stress gone. Because when you consume that sugary food, you got a bit of dopamine hit, and that stress is gone right there. The same goes with alcohol, right? When people consume alcohol, it impacts their brain function. So there is a direct relationship between what you eat and how your brain behaves. Why is it that happened to me on January of 2018? Why did I feel so stressed and so weak? Because I had 12 idlis, I loaded my stomach with food. There was so much energy that my stomach had to use that it shut down the brain. Many of you would have experienced this in the form of a food coma, as I call it. Right after a wedding, if you've had some heavy lunch, if you felt sleepy, that's a food coma. That's because your brain said, I can't do this work. I need to shut down. So it diverts all the energy to your gut so that your gut can handle all the food that you have eaten. This is a normal scientific process for a lot of people. Many of you might notice this as well. You notice that you're suddenly lethargic after a lunch break. Isn't it ironic that you consume food, should have energy, but lethargy? What happened there? Processed foods take up so much energy for your body, brain shuts down. Or teachers who have classes after lunch, they'll be shouting at you non-stop telling you, please pay attention. But no, you're going to do this. This is because what you ate has directly impacted your gut and brain health. Coffee is another great example of this. Coffee drinkers here, how our alertness improves like that when we drink coffee? Alertness comes from here. Where did the coffee go? Here. So there is a direct relationship between the gut and the brain. So there is that old saying that you may have heard of that says, you are what you eat. You consume a lot of processed foods, you expect your mental health to deteriorate. It is bound to happen, it will happen. It may not happen in the first 10 times you consumed it. Our bodies are quite strong that way. But the 990th time you consumed it, you will undoubtedly see the effect of what happens when you consume processed foods. One of the advice I give to my trainees is, consume processed foods, no problem. But consume that in moderation. Because there is an increase in the number of people today who are seeing countless mental health issues, diabetes at an early age, heart attacks at the age of 30. I'm 35. I should be scared. And I am. But nonetheless, minimizing, I wouldn't say eliminate, because I don't believe in the idea of 100% zero. 80% reduction, world of difference it makes to your health. Many people notice an overnight change in their mental health when they minimize or eliminate processed foods. Overnight change they notice. So if you want one of those secret, the holy grail to longevity, minimize processed foods. Not saying that you should eliminate, minimize processed foods. It's okay to eat a chocolate bar once in a while, definitely not okay to have it every day. The other thing which I would tell people to minimize to improve their, increase to improve their longevity. Fruits and vegetables. I know I sound like a desi mom, but she's right. You need to eat a lot more than what you're normally doing. Because when some of my trainees sign up with me, they ask me questions like, I've not been able to go to the bathroom in the last 4 days, is that normal? No, it's not. Have you thought it's normal all your life? Yes. Increase, man, the amount of fruits and vegetables, consume that fiber. Fiber goes into your gut, it sends a signal to the brain that I'm full, can't consume it anymore. One example I can tell you is fruit juice versus actual fruit. When you are given fruit juice, you can drink glasses of it, right? No control. Try having whole fruit. Try peeling an orange, eating one slice after the other. You can't finish many. But a glass of fruit juice, you can drink several. Why? The glass of fruit juice has got no fiber. So your brain-gut relationship, keep sending more, I'm not full yet. Have fruit instead, you're full faster. Vegetables, same thing. If you want better health, start with this. Minimize processed foods. I'm not saying don't go out at all. Minimize. Your wallet will also be thankful to you when you do that. Eat more fruits and vegetables. You will see a world of difference in the way in which your mind and body behave. Hell, your academic performance might improve with this. Because when you feel lighter, when you feel less stressed, when you feel anxiety, it is very likely got to do with the food that you consume. This is the importance of understanding, learning to eat better. And all this was through trial and error. I had to put my body through a lot of suffering to figure out what I should consume, what I shouldn't consume. To teach you how to eat better can certainly not happen in this full session. But if you are following me on my socials, I'll share them at the end of the session. I constantly keep posting about this, and I keep talking about this constantly on my social media. There I've given you countless tips on how to better your health. And here's the best part. The earlier you start, the better it's going to get for you in the long term. Think about it. The whole idea of human capital is, once upon a time, someone figured out that human beings are a walking, talking, money-making machine. But if you want to make more money, there are three components: skills, your education, and of course, how good your health is. What if you fall sick? You think your organization is going to let you go? They'll give you what is called as loss of pay. I had to go through a surgery in 2019. I was out of work for about 20 days. I lost 20 days of pay. I could have taken longer to recover, but lucky for me, I was in peak conditioning, so I could recover and get back to work within 20 days itself. But there are many who take weeks, months to recover, and how much pay they lose there. I have seen the cost of healthcare today, and I hope to never walk into the doors of a hospital, because I'd rather spend that money right now in eating better than talking to some doctor, paying for scans, or worse, spending the night at a hospital.
Also because you get lost in hospital.
Also, I get lost in hospitals. Oh, by the way, slight tangent. A few things I forgot to mention in my introduction. I'm 35 years old. I eloped in 2020. Okay? But please, my family will not agree to that. So I went out of the house on July 7th, 2020. I just told my mom, just go out and come. And I came back with her. Okay. So, like a grocery bag. Obviously, my family did not receive that very well. So I had to say tata bye-bye to them. That's a different story. So, over the years, I've understood what you're supposed to eat, what you're not supposed to eat, how it impacts your health. And I've understood if you want better health, you just start with food. Here's an example. Most of you, do you know that you have lactose intolerance? You don't know it yet, but stop consuming milk for a few days and suddenly you feel, damn it, my clothes fit better. What happened? My skin is glowing. Back when I was teaching, there was this student of mine. I still have that WhatsApp screenshot because I like to rub it in her face every so often and send that message to her. I noticed black marks on her forearm. I said, do you drink a lot of milk? Do you have a lot of paneer? Yes. Don't consume it, that will go. How do you know? Check with your dermatologist. If he disagrees, then fine, I'll apologize. She checked, the dermatologist agreed, she stopped consuming, the marks disappeared. It's normal for you to not be able to digest milk. As soon as your mom stopped feeding you milk, that enzyme in the body to digest it, it's gone. But 9 out of 10 people don't realize it because you're not obvious of the symptoms. People think lactose intolerance means severe diarrhea, puking, things like that. No, it starts with the skin. Skin quality improves. That feeling of just being lighter throughout the day improves. Bloat minimizes. That gassy feeling in fact diminishes. All because of milk. This is one of those things that I had to learn as well. So I started to understand that there are so many foods you and I consume mindlessly. Here's another example in the Desi household. As soon as somebody tells you stop consuming sugar, the next option is jaggery, honey. But guess what? 1 gram of honey is 4 calories. So is 1 gram of sugar. So what are you doing there? This is where it becomes so important to understand, if I consume this, what is happening to my body? there is so much misconception about food and what it does to us. When some trainees message and tell me, can I have this? Won't it cause this? No, it won't. For example, artificial sweeteners. Don't drink Diet Coke, it will make you fat. Okay. It will kill you. It will. If you consume 50 cans of Diet Coke every day for the next 10 years, then you will die. I don't see anybody stupid enough to do that here. So, things like this, countless misconceptions I had to learn, unlearn about food. And now, I'm at a phase in my life where I have the healthiest relationship possible with food. Many of you, when you start learning to eat better, you will have a relapse. It's normal to have that relapse. But when you have that relapse and if you get back on track the next day, that's a superpower. Every 40 days or so in my life, I lose my mind and I crave chocolates. My wife looks at me in horror when I eat about 3 ice creams, that whole home pack of dairy milk, all in one day. This is after belting at Meghana biryani. Okay? She's honestly concerned. I can see it in her eyes. What are you doing to yourself? But the next day, I go back to eating clean. I make palav at home, I make rajma at home. I'm fine afterwards. This is how you get over that craving for food. You're at a phase in your life, you're at a part of history where there is an abundance of food. Why should you worry about, I won't get this again? Why would you have that FOMO? This brownie will never come to me again. No. There are 20 stores on Swiggy that will give you that brownie. You don't have to worry about never seeing it again. This is not a loved one. This is not a failed relationship. It will come back to you. So don't have to get so worried about food. There are other things that I can tell you where people have misconceptions with food. People follow fad diets. An example for a fad diet is keto. This is so stupid. Okay, your body runs on glucose. Whatever you try to do, it will run on glucose. But people want to convert that to using fat as a fuel. I say this is stupid because if your car runs on petrol and you put water in the tank, you can't teach the engine to burn water. Same thing with the human body as well. You can't change it. But there are lots of people who try that. They fail miserably and they'll lose that hope on improving their health. Food is complicated if you want it to be complicated. But if you want an easier approach to food, keep these fundamentals in mind. Minimize processed foods. Eat more protein. How much ever you're eating, even the carnivores in this room who eat possibly chicken, mutton every day, you're not getting enough, trust me. And eat more fruits and vegetables. Life sorted. This is the 3 things that you're supposed to follow to improve your health. And we are in a generation for instant gratification. I started eating clean yesterday. Why am I not seeing benefits today? Because you are in the worst shape of your life after years of bad decisions. You can't fix that with just one right decision. It won't work that way. But continue the process. Work every day and you will see the changes happen over a course of time. With dairy especially, people notice almost overnight itself. Other foods, you start to see them over the next few weeks. Now, coming to the one which is the most glamorous part of better health, exercise. I'm not going to talk about the cult programs of exercise. They are a joke. Okay? I'm not going to talk about dance fitness. Dance is a recreation. People do it for fun. You can't build muscle, get stronger with dance. If you like to disagree with me, okay, but the science will not disagree with you. You can also disagree with me that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west also. But it's not like the sun will change its directions. So dance fitness, dead no. This is my workout program like. Every morning I train with traditional Indian fitness equipment. This beautiful thing. Do you know what this is? Any Tamil people here?
No, but there are millions of them fans.
You should know this. This is from your state. Millions of fans?
Anybody?
No? Okay. Normally, when you tell people to exercise, I'm glad this fellow stands here. Normally, when you tell people to exercise, the first thing they tell themselves is, I don't have time to go to a gym. Go for a walk. Have you seen your campus? I don't know where it starts and where it ends. I was speaking to one of your students and I said, I'm at a statue. And then I saw there are like 20 in your campus, which was stupid of me to say that. So if somebody says, where are the 20 statues? Take them out for a walk. Show them. These are the many statues in our campus. Walking is a great exercise. Now I know some of you are going to tell, I see countless uncles and aunties going for a walk every day in the park, but they are not in shape. Why? Because right after their walk, sure. Yeah. Because so as I was saying, I train with this, more on this beautiful thing in some time. But you don't have to go to a gym. You can go for a walk. And I was asking you guys this question. There are so many people who go for a walk, but they don't lose weight. What are they doing wrong? Eating more, calorie surplus. Right after their walk, this is what most South Indian dads will do. They'll go to the nearby Darshini, they'll order 2 idlis with extra butter on it, 1 vade, and now we need to be safe. We will order sugarless coffee. Now you're safe for sure. They do this, all the calories and the energy that they spend in going out for a walk, gone right there. Oh, and by the way, this is pre-breakfast, whatever that is. As soon as they go back home, they're going to have one more round. So if you've seen Lord of the Rings, we would call this a second breakfast. This is why they are not able to lose weight. But walking is undoubtedly one of the best exercises out there for you to lose weight. So if you guys want to get in shape, go for a walk. You are very lucky to have this massive campus. It takes a long time to go from point A to point B in this campus. If you can do that, it does wonders. Minimize processed foods, does wonders. You will undoubtedly lose weight over time. The other thing about gyms are, most of you do not calculate the time and the energy that you need to go to a gym. The nearest gym from you is possibly 15 minutes away, but you don't factor in the things like the time taken to change, the time taken to go, the time taken to come back. None of this factored in. So obviously you do not have the time for this. Go for a walk. Why not consider home exercises, right? Yoga is always there. Or if you're one of those white people, we can call it as calisthenics instead of calling it yoga. Because hard to pronounce yoga. Calisthenics is cooler, right? So you can do that as well. And who's asking you to do this 7 days a week? Do it 3 days a week. That's how you start a positive habit. When I started hitting the gym, I would go to the gym for half an hour each day, 4 days a week. That's it. Now, that half an hour has gone up to 5 hours. That's a different story. But most of you can do wonders with half an hour, 45 minutes of exercise every day for maybe about 3 days a week at start. Eventually, it's going to pick up because you start getting motivated by how good you feel. You start to notice the little things like, I came up the stairs today and I'm not feeling breathless. Must be the exercise that I'm doing. Let me do a little bit more and see what more benefits I'm going to get. This is how you start getting in shape. And the other unique forms of exercise that you can consider that is native to India is this beautiful thing. If you're part of North India, you would call it as Mugdar. If you're part of South India, especially Tamil Nadu, you would call it as a Karlakatta. In South India, the origin of this tool for exercise is one of Shiva's army soldiers, while fighting a war, ran out of weapons. So the man decided to pick up a tree and beat his enemies to death. That sounds so cool. I would love to beat my enemies to death. And now I have this tool to do that. North India, Mukdars. Pahalwans, they use this. South India, it comes into the martial arts category, so they go into Karlakatta. Same thing, different names, that's all. This is one thing that you can consider working out with, because this gives you a full body exercise even though you think you're not doing anything. This is 6 kilos, but it feels way heavier than this, because you can see I'm already struggling to hold it like this for more than a few seconds. Also, if this hits you, you'll be more careful next time. There are so many CCTV images of me getting hit on the head. I'm starting a blooper reel on Instagram for that. 14 is the last count I saw that I've been hit on the head. Why? I lose concentration, tuck, gets it on the head. I think I had a concussion once, I never went to check, but talking rubbish, not seeing properly, kind of. See, this is 6 kilos. I have one which is 20 kilos at home. So when a 20 kilo object comes swinging at you and hits you on the head, you will feel it. So I say you can do so many things with this because, hope I don't hit anything here. Yeah. You can do this movement. Where do you think it works? Which part of the body do you think it works? Full body. You will feel it. Or you can do some cool things. Come. Tell them I'll not come. Missing a test of alright. Sorry, it says. Because if you want to have some fun with it, you can.
After a year of being.
This is after playing around with this for a year. So when you do that, it works the full body.
And it works my full anxiety.
It works her anxiety too, but she signed up for it. It works my bicep, it works my tricep, it works my chest, it works my shoulders, it works my legs. It works my full body. It improves my coordination to be able to switch, to be able to throw a 6 kilo object and grab it in one hand. That's pretty cool. I can do it up to 10 kilos, but anything beyond that, not risking my bone health in me missing it, knocking me in the leg. We don't want that to happen. But this is one tool that you can consider as well. You know how much this costs? 800 rupees. That's it. How much is your gym membership? About 10 times that. If you're looking at a super cheap gym where everything is on the floor, about 8K. This cost me 800 rupees and I'm still learning new tricks with this. There are so many more I can do. The next level of doing these tricks are doing it blindfolded. Not happening anytime soon, but that's where you can do it as well. You can consider traditional Indian fitness as well. You know how little room this takes to do? You can do it in your bedroom. Not going to harm anybody. How much space does it occupy? That's it. Why do you want to invest in a bunch of dumbbells? Why do you want to invest in a whole home gym that will eventually become a line to dry clothes later? Hanging clothes. So why? This is so much convenient. It's made of wood, it's inexpensive. If I happen to hit something with it and it breaks, no problem, I'll buy another one. And this is something that I've been using for the last 2 years. It's in great shape. And there are countless ways in which you can work using this. And here is the best part. People who go to the gym and train there, when they come back to train with this, they'll struggle with this. But if you're training with this, when you go to the gym is easy. I had a bar lifter come to my home gym. I have a beautiful gym at home. I have Hanuman Gadas, kettlebells, clubs, all that in the gym. I gave him a 10 kilo Hanuman Gada and he could not pick it up off the ground. It was like that famous Hanuman and Bhima story, not being able to pick up the tail. He couldn't pick up that Gada. And he was so frustrated that this man can lift hundreds of kilos, but he couldn't get 10 kilos above his head. That's how you get stronger. You can make exercise fun like this. I enjoy doing things like this. I enjoy moving around. And if you're one of those people who has gym intimidation, when you go to a gym, you're very scared, no? Looking at everybody out there. You're nervous. What am I supposed to do? No problem. Train with this at home. You still build a great physique. You still become stronger. And there are infinite improvements your health is going to show with a simple tool like this. And this is what you can consider as part of your exercise. Gym is one of the many ways to exercise. Just like you learning a certain topic related to your academics. Is that information available only in that textbook? Is it not available anywhere else? I'm sure I'll get 100 research papers about the same thing. Same thing like fitness. Many ways in which you can get in shape. And this is one of those fun ways in which you can get in shape. Now, some misconceptions that people have with respect to exercise, especially the ladies. I don't want to lift weights, I'll become bulky. Okay, that's something every man is aspiring to do, but even after 5 years he doesn't get there. And you have this cute hope. You will put on muscle, so cute. I know people who've been working out in the gym for 5 years and poor fellows struggle. And women are like, I'll put on muscle, I'll be too bulky. No. You will, if you start taking steroids and you lift weights for the next 6 years and 7 years, yeah, you will end up with gigantic shoulders and a head that's the size of a watermelon. But highly doubt the people here will ever get there. So stop overselling yourself that you will put on muscle and you will become bulky. Impossible is that going to happen. This is actually a very female-friendly tool because it isn't intimidating. This comes to you naturally to use. When I first started to use this, I wasn't scared of not learning. I was only scared that I'll hit myself with it, which happened more than one occasion. But this is a convenient way in which you can get in shape. Why would you want to spend hundreds and thousands of rupees on a gym membership, go there for 2 days, and then stop going afterwards? Avoid. Buy this, start training at home. It's so much convenient to get in shape with this. In fact, I learned this in 2021 when I was building my gym at home. I ended up with a severe back injury that ended up paralyzing my lower left side. So all throughout here I couldn't feel anything. Okay? And the one thing that made sure that I exercised continuously was this. Because I understood the value of exercise. But why do people tell you to in fact exercise? There is that saying that if you exercise more, you will have more energy. But you counter that by saying exercise needs energy. I don't have energy. Right now you don't. Once upon a time you didn't know how to write ABCD. Now also you don't. Same thing here. The science behind why exercise makes you more energetic is, let's go back to your high school. In your science textbook, the first sentence in biology is mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. There are a bunch of memes on this. But that's true. Me doing all this right now, the energy for that comes from mitochondria. And when you exercise, more mitochondria is created in your body. It takes a few weeks, but you see that. The more mitochondria that's there, the more energetic you are. Think about it. You see IPL players play a match today. It's very tiring on them. 2 days later, they're able to give the same performance in another match. How? Because they exercise, because they have that mitochondria with them, they can deliver that performance 2 days later. And then there is you, who took part in a gully cricket match on Sunday and struggled to walk to college the next day. But if you practiced it, you develop enough mitochondria, you can play a gully cricket match every day, probably twice, and you'll still be fine. I say this because I'm 35 years old. I start doing 1 round of exercise at 3 in the morning. I have an absurd sleeping schedule, will not get there. Finish at around 4:15, 4:30, pack my gym bag, go to a nearby gym. 4:30 to about 7, 7:30 I spend there. Then come back, cook, talk to my trainees, play with my cats. I have 3 cats at home. They stay indoors. Okay? All this I'm able to do because of the abundant mitochondria I have. Did I create this overnight? No. Weeks, months, effort. That's how you build that energy. Keep this in mind. Good things cannot be created overnight. If you want to live longer, it is not a one-day process. It is not a one-time effort. The human body is not something that you can hack. You need to put that effort continuously, and then you see the results over weeks and months. If you guys are aware of the stock market as well, they say the same thing. The stock market gives you returns over 5 years. It doesn't give you return overnight. You can't put money in the market today and become a millionaire tomorrow. But 5 years down the line, very likely you will get 20% year-on-year return. That's how it is with the human body as well. Put that effort today. Many of you might see results overnight. Your skin improves, your energy improves, your hair quality improves. So many things you are able to notice. All because of that little 30 minutes, 45 minutes of exercise and eating clean. And I tell them that's just not possible. You did not get into the worst shape of your life overnight. You will not get into the best shape of your life overnight. It's just not possible. When has last minute studying helped you get distinction? Never. You know, all the students in your class who do really well in exams, they've been putting that effort from day one. They will lie to you, no, I didn't do it. 100% they put it from day one. 12 years I was a teacher. You think I didn't see these liars before? They did this. But at the end of the year or the end of the term, midterm exam, you see them score in the 90s. But you are under the impression that fellow said he studied only 4 hours. You and I put 4 hours. Why am I not getting the same score? No, he put 4 hours yesterday as well, alongside many other days before. You just did yesterday. So you are not going to see that progress. Same thing happens with your health. Invest a few minutes every day. Learn to eat better. If you have questions regarding what to eat, what not to eat, I give people free advice. Because this knowledge is not something that I researched and I own. It's stuff that it's there online. If you want to ask me questions with respect to that, gladly I will answer. And if you want to reach me on social media as well, I can gladly answer there as well. Keep in mind, you don't have to complicate human health. You can live longer, you can live healthier. Who the hell doesn't want to minimize their anxiety in a day? All that is possible by simply exercising and eating better. I've heard from numerous students how much anxiety they have in a day. Why would you want to normalize it? Why is that considered as is a normal thing in my day? Carry on. No, you shouldn't be doing that. You can change the way in which you live by investing just about 30-45 minutes every day. Eat better, problem solved. By the way, I'm not even saying that you shouldn't drink, you shouldn't smoke, none of that. It's not my business. But processed foods, stuff that comes in a cardboard box, the lesser, the better. Fruits and vegetables, eat as much as you want. Nobody cares. Nothing will happen to you. Hopefully you're not allergic to something. Then eat more protein. Wherever it is, eggs, meat, whatever, eat as much as you can. You'll be great. You will live a really long and healthy life in that process. Because as you start making positive changes, your body is thankful that you made these changes. And it will give you the rewards of almost zero anxiety. It will give you the rewards of high energy throughout the day. 9 out of 10 people in this class, once this session is done, they're going to do this. Because the amount of mitochondria in their body is so little, they're unable to get through a session which involves them being seated. I've been there. One of those embarrassing moments in my teaching life when I was overweight was in the college I was working in. They didn't have an elevator. So the classroom was on the 3rd floor. So I had to walk. When an overweight man has to go through 3 flights of stairs carrying 120 plus kilos of fat on him, gravity is not kind. I went to the class, crashed on the seat at the podium, and then did that. Today I can go flights of stairs. I can exercise for 5 hours. At the end of it, I still have fun. I don't go into that zone where I'm at the end of it. You shouldn't feel that way right now, not at the ages of 18, 20. In your late 60s, yes, possibly. But at this age, please, don't be that person. Don't treat your body like trash. Start treating it like a work of art. Why you don't see artists ruin a work that they do on canvas for fun? They don't ruin it. Why would you do that to yourself? Why wouldn't you want to live longer? And when you are older, why would you want to be that person who becomes a burden on everybody else? Why would you want to go through a knee replacement at the age of 40? That is happening at this age. Why would you want to end up with arthritis at this age? By the way, not exercising leads to a condition called as sarcopenia. Meaning, your body understands that this guy is not doing anything with his muscle, let's eat it up. It does. You would notice that some people have, a jelly-like body. That's the best way to describe it. That's because your muscle is getting replaced with fat. It's a dangerous condition, but a reversible condition. If sarcopenia happens to you at 75, cool, normal. It shouldn't happen in your 20s, it shouldn't happen in your 30s. Start doing things like this. Use a heavy club, use a Hanuman Dhala. You will see the difference in your health. Not just physical appearance, mental well-being as well. I know some people refuse to exercise because they say, I look great. Exercise won't make me look better. First of all, every person who starts getting into shape gets into shape because they want to look better. We continue to do it because mental wellness. The day my gym is closed, my friend's gym where I go to is closed, I kind of lose my mind that day. What am I supposed to do in my life today? Because I love working out. I saw the benefits of working out. Working out is like having a companion who keeps you happy 24/7. Why would you say no to that? Everyone here, when they start getting into shape, it's that mindset of, I want to look better, I want my jeans to fit better, I want my top to fit better. Yeah, makes sense. But eventually, 6 months down the line, you don't care anymore. You continue to do it because you feel so good about doing this every day. That's the whole point of longevity. To live longer, to live happier. No one wants to go through knee replacements. No one wants to be a burden. No one wants to go through sarcopenia. No one wants to go into that at the end of the day. But if you are, consider making those changes. And I'm available on social media. My handle is Professor Fit. You can find me on Instagram. There are days where I do long, angry rants on Instagram. I post reels, exercise, nutrition, you name it, I post. And if you have my WhatsApp number as well, you can message and I'll send you a voice note and I'll help you with it. I almost always have a solution to your health problem. And I'm very happy to help you guys because I made a bunch of mistakes while getting into shape. I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes. I went on the keto diet. My brain stopped working after a week because the brain runs on glucose. So I wouldn't tell you to do that. I was told that gym is 100% compulsory. No. You don't have to. I have a trainee, she's a single mom. She has to take care of a 2-year-old son. And she goes to work 2 hours away from her home. One way she has to drive 2 hours. As soon as she comes home, she just wants to spend time with her son. I'm not going to tell her, ma'am, you need to go to the gym. Otherwise, no use, ma'am. No, not necessary. And I ask her, can you go for a walk? Yes, good enough. You will see progress with that. Keep in mind, you don't have to complicate health. And if you want to ask me any questions, I'm all ears. Any questions you guys have? Shy is coming. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir. It was truly enlightening and insightful. I would like to now request Shivangi, Vice President of the Economics Forum, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening all. I deem it an honor and privilege to propose the vote.
I finish exercise and I play Far Cry 4 on my PS. My family calls me unemployed. He's a freelancer, unemployed.
I can say on behalf of everyone here that this will be a lecture that we will never forget. We are grateful to our principal, Father Victor Lobo, for his continued support to the activities of the department. I thank our dear Dean, Clement Sir, for his support, enthusiasm and encouragement for all his efforts. My sincere gratitude to the head of the department, Anika ma'am, for her constant support and guidance that she continues to offer. My heartfelt thank you to all the faculty members of the department and their valuable contribution and guidance to all our efforts. I extend my gratitude to Flavia for doing a wonderful job in conducting the event. It would be unfair to not thank the support staff who have played an almost invincible role in the success of this apartment. Finally, we appreciate each and every one of you for being here and making this event a success.